It was supposed to be one of those harmless nights, the kind you laugh about later. A few friends had gathered at our place, the music was low, drinks were flowing, and someone suggested we play a silly round of truth or dare. I didn't think much of it. We were all adults, just looking for a bit of fun to pass the evening. My wife, Emily, sat beside me, her laughter soft and easy, the kind that always made me feel lucky. For most of the game, the questions were light, embarrassing childhood stories, silly dares like eating a spoonful of hot sauce. Nothing serious. Nothing that could possibly wound. But then, the bottle spun and stopped at Emily. One of our friends leaned forward and asked with a grin, "Truth or dare?" She paused for a moment, her eyes flicking around the room before landing on me. "Truth," she said. That's when someone asked her, almost teasingly, "What's one secret you've never told anyone?" The room went quiet in that playful, expectant way, like everyone was waiting for a funny confession. Emily's smile faltered. For the briefest second, I saw something in her eyes, hesitation, maybe even fear. She leaned closer to me, her breath warm against my ear, and whispered words so sharp they cut through every ounce of air in my lungs. "I've been with someone else." The world seemed to tilt. The room was still filled with chatter, laughter, and yet I couldn't hear any of it. My ears rang, my heart slammed against my ribs, and I pulled back slowly, staring at her. She gave the faintest smile, as if she'd just shared a naughty joke, something unserious. But her eyes, they weren't joking. I don't even remember what happened in the next few minutes. I must have forced a laugh, pretended it was nothing, because no one else seemed to notice the storm that had just torn through me. But inside, I was unraveling. Her whisper echoed in my skull again and again, like a chant I couldn't silence. "I've been with someone else." As the game moved on, I sat frozen, barely breathing. Every laugh from her lips felt like a knife, every casual touch of her hand on mine burned with betrayal. Did she mean it? Was it a cruel attempt at humor? Or had she just decided to bury a bomb in my chest in the middle of a game? When the night finally ended and the last of our friends left, I turned to her. My voice cracked as I asked, "What did you mean?" Emily didn't answer right away. She busied herself with clearing the glasses from the coffee table, her movements slow, deliberate. It was as if she was buying time, deciding whether to keep up the act or admit what I already feared. I stood there, frozen in the living room, waiting for her to turn around. When she finally did, her face was unreadable, but her eyes avoided mine. "You weren't supposed to take it seriously," she said quietly, almost defensively. "It was just a game." My chest tightened. "A game? You whispered that you've been with someone else. That's not a joke, Emily. That's..." I stopped, choking on the words. The silence between us stretched, thick and suffocating. She sighed and sat down on the couch, her hands clasped tightly together. "I didn't mean to say it like that," she muttered. "I don't even know why I..." "Look, it wasn't recent." "It was." My stomach dropped. There it was. Confirmation. She wasn't denying it. My hands trembled as I gripped the back of a chair to steady myself. "So it's true," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "You did cheat on me." Her head sank into her hands. "It was a mistake. A stupid, meaningless mistake. It happened a long time ago, and I thought I could bury it. I never wanted you to find out this way." A cold wave swept through me. The woman I had built a life with, the woman I trusted with every piece of my soul, had carried this secret like a loaded weapon, waiting for it to slip. I thought back to the quiet nights, the excuses, the moments she seemed distant. Suddenly, they all lined up, painting a picture I hadn't wanted to see. "Who?" I asked sharply. My voice didn't sound like my own. She flinched. "It doesn't matter. He's not in our lives anymore." "It matters to me," I snapped, anger finally breaking through the shock. "You kept this from me. You lied to me every day we shared a bed, every morning we woke up together. Don't you dare tell me it doesn't matter." Her eyes filled with tears, but I felt nothing. No sympathy, no urge to comfort her. Just a hollow ache gnawing at the edges of my chest. "I was going to take it to my grave," she whispered, her voice trembling. "I thought I could protect us from it. I love you, I never stopped loving you." But all I could hear were those words again, echoing like poison in my veins. I've been with someone else. Her words hung in the air like smoke, choking every corner of the room. Protect us? That was her justification. For carrying betrayal like a hidden blade pressed against my back? I stared at her, searching for the woman I thought I knew. But all I saw was someone I couldn't recognize anymore. You say you love me, I said slowly, my voice cracking with the weight of disbelief. But love doesn't live in secrets. Love doesn't rot in silence while you smile in my face. Emily reached for me, her fingers trembling, but I pulled back before her hand could touch mine. That simple motion, the rejection of her touch, made something flash across her face. Regret? Panic? Maybe both. But it was too late. The damage had already burrowed deep. I didn't mean for it to matter this much, she whispered. I let out a sharp, bitter laugh. Didn't mean for it to matter? Emily, it was my life. My marriage. My trust. And you buried it under lies. The room felt unbearably heavy. The laughter and warmth from earlier had been replaced by a cold silence, broken only by the sound of her uneven breathing. I stood there, looking at the woman who had been my partner, my confidant, the mother of every hope I carried. And all I could see now was the betrayal stitched into her every word. I can't stay, I said finally, my voice calm, too calm. Not in this house. Not with you. Her eyes widened, panic surging. Please don't say that. We can work through this. People make mistakes. Mistakes, I cut in sharply, are forgetting an anniversary, burning dinner, saying something you didn't mean in anger. Cheating isn't a mistake, Emily. It's a choice. And you chose to betray me. Tears spilled down her cheeks as she reached for me again. I swear it meant nothing. I swear I never stopped loving you. But her words slid off me like rain against glass. I had nothing left to give her. Not trust, not forgiveness, not even anger anymore. Only emptiness. I walked to the bedroom, pulled out the suitcase we used for vacations, and set it on the bed. Slowly, methodically, I packed my things. Every folded shirt felt like a goodbye. When I came back out, suitcase in hand, she was sitting on the couch, her body curled in on itself, as if shrinking under the weight of what she'd done. She looked up at me, eyes red and swollen. Please don't go, she whispered. But I was already gone. The man who had once loved her without question had died the moment those 6 words left her lips. I've been with someone else. And there was no way back.